Azimo, we're a social remittance network. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. 10%. Sounds like a good deal when you see it in the sales. 10% is an interesting number. 10% is the average cost of a remittance in the world. So 10% is what, on average, the World Bank says it costs to send money from one economic migrant back to where they come from in the developing world. 10%. And it's huge. It's a $500 billion industry. Again, the figures from the World Bank. So $500 billion, and people are paying on average, some countries it's as much as 20%. On average, they are paying 10%. And that's something that if you're all in payments, you should be thinking about and you should be trying to solve. There are lots of other people trying to solve it as well. This is a Bill Gates quote. And he said, if the transaction costs on remittances worldwide were cut from where they are at the moment, 10%, to 5%, that would unlock $15 billion in the developing world every year. $15 billion every year, and that is a direct transfer right into the heart of economic activity in those developing countries. So, Asimo is about the reinvention of money transfer. In the old world, you have stores, agents, call centers. It's expensive, it's slow, high exception processing, a lot of people getting the details wrong, and it's inconvenient. 9 to 5, and you have to get in the queue. What Asimo offer are ubiquitous, easy, low cost, and social transfers, and we charge less than 2%. So from the international average, which is 10, we're charging less than 2. We have a fantastic network. There's probably 3 or 4 people in the world who have a network as comprehensive as ours. We have direct-to-bank account. You guys at Swift know about that. There's 2 billion people on the planet who have a bank account, but we're so much more than that. We have 250,000 cash payout locations on our books. We can send to 82 currencies. We can send to mobile top-up, so we can top up people's mobile phones in the developing world. You've probably heard of M-Pesa. We work with M-Pesa, the mobile wallet, and we can even do home delivery in certain territories. Interesting things about our solution. It's social. Now, 70% of UK customers, remittance customers, are on Facebook, and it's fantastic. There's a flow of information that happens on a remittance, and social can facilitate that. People on the far end are increasingly using Facebook to communicate with their friends and family in the developing world and in their home countries. It's mobile, it's responsive, you can use it on any internet-connected device. I'd have a go while you're listening to the other pitches, not mine. It's secure. We use the same encryption technology as the banks, and more than that, we have a 200-point behavioral algorithm that runs in the background, identifying our customers, who they are, and the risk profiling of them. And we're fully regulated. We're regulated by, first time I've ever used that logo, the new FCA around the corner as a payments institution. So the team, myself and Ricky, we founded something called Small World Financial Services. It's the largest independent offline money transfer company in Europe. We returned blended about 20x to our investors. That's a $5 billion business now, and we've tried to do it again with digital. Marek, who's in the audience today, my CTO, he built the original voucher cloud platform, which recently sold to Vodafone, and we've got some great help along the way. Matt, who founded Capital One, 6th largest bank in the US. Nicole, who runs Etsy outside the US. Fern, who's head of digital for Publicis, and Michael Rolfe, who many of you, I'm sure, will know, Anthemis and previously PayPal. So what does this mean? Well, it means that we're phenomenally cheaper than anyone else out there. Because we're shrinking the value chain, we don't have agents, we don't have call centers, we just have a digital platform. We can offer our service for, on average, for a £500 transfer to Poland, 85% cheaper than the high street bank. How's it going? Well, it's been phenomenal. The response from our customers has been fantastic. We're 40% month on month in terms of our growth. Our conversion rate, this is people coming onto the site and actually using it and transacting, has gone from sort of between 1% and 2%. It's getting up to 5%. We're just seeing fantastic take-up of this service by our customers. It's good business to be in. If you're in digital consumer tech, this will mean something to you. On average, our cost of acquisition is less than £30 for a new customer, and our lifetime value of a remittance customer is tracking about £240. That's these people transact month on month around payday between 10 and 15 times a year. Our customers like us. We're great on Trustpilot. They like us. We've had an incredibly positive response from the press. I'm just going to leave you with that quote, because really, if you're in payments, you should be thinking about this. How do we use digital technology to make remittances? This is money that's flowing from some of the poorest to some of the poorest people in the world. How do we make that more efficient? How do we make that cheaper? And how do we release funding into the developing world? Thank you.